So first, I will briefly discuss what is swimming. So swimming is a sport or activity propelling oneself through water using the limbs, and swimming can be both individual and team sports. So in April 5, 18,000, competitive swimming starts in Europe in 1880s. Mostly used the stroke is breaststroke. So I will give the example of competitive swimming and the stroke breaststroke. So this is the example of competitive swimming where they compete. Breaststroke, a style of swimming on one's front in which the arms are pushed forward and then swept back in a circular movement, while the legs are tucked in toward the body and then kick out in a corresponding movement. Second is the August 5, 1896. First time swimming is competed in the Olympics. The very first events were the freestyle stroke and the breaststroke stroke. They swam in the Mediterranean Sea. So for this, I will give only example for freestyle stroke because the breaststroke is in the first video. So in April 5, 1900, competitive swimming starts to become popular 19th century. Next is April 8, 1904, the stroke backstroke added to the Olympics. So I will going to give you an example of stroke backstroke.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
So backstroke, a swimming stroke performed on the back with the arms lifted alternately out of the water in a backward circular motion and the legs extended and kicking. So in July 1998, the Fédération Internationale de Natation, or the FINA. So the FINA, or the Fédération Internationale de Natation, founded in 1908, FINA administers aquatic competition throughout the world. It oversees 5 different aquatic sports currently: swimming, diving, synchronized swimming, water polo, and open water swimming. So in April 8, 1912, women's swimming added to the Olympics. First Olympics that the women swam in was the Stockholm Olympics. It has been in every Olympics since. It has pretty much the same events as the men except for one. The women swim the 800 and the men swim the 1500. Next, August 11, 1912, electronic timing starts. This electronic timing first started being used. This made the times swimmers got more accurate. So I will give you the example on how using this. So in April 8, 1922, Johnny Weissmuller, the first person to go under 1 minute in 100m freestyle, and he used a 6-kick per pull stroke method. So next is the December 9, 1923, swimming became an NCAA sport. NCAA, swimming and diving. The first meet was held March 24, 1924. 100 athletes competed in 5 swimming events and 1 diving event. 14 schools were represented. National championship added in 1937.
Very good.
Next, in April 10, 1924, 50m pools with lanes first used in the Olympics. Next, in April 8, 1930, the stroke butterfly was developed 1930s. So this is the example of butterfly stroke. Next, in the August 10, 1935, first topless swimsuits. The US men first wore swimsuits that did not include a top portion in 1935. So next is the April 8, 1956. The butterfly stroke was the first swam in the Olympics. First swam in the games in Melbourne. So next is the August 10, 1972 Mark Spitz 1972 Olympics. So you can read the achievements of Mark Spitz here. Next, in August 10, 1976, goggles first use. Goggles were first used in the 1976 Olympics. Goggles are used to protect the swimmer's eyes from the chlorine in the pool. So for the April 10, 1981, swimming, a women's NCAA sport. Swimming was one of the 12 sports added for women in the 1981 to 1982 season. So next, in the period April 11, 1990 to April 11, 1998, doping in China. Between 1990 and 1998, 28 Chinese swimmers were tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. So next, April 12, 1991, the SCM records. In 1991, FINA started to recognize world records for SCM. SCM stands for Short Course Meters. It is the short ways you swim in the pool. Next is in August 13, 2002, Natalie Colleen feat. Natalie Colleen, 10 days before her 20th birthday, became the first woman to swim the 100m backstroke or the LCM in under 1 minute. So next, in the August 9, 2008, Michael Phelps 2008 Olympics. So you can read his achievements here. So for the last one, January 1, 2010, suits banned. Swimmers had been wearing bodysuits that were made out of polyurethane or and other non-textile materials. They were very useful for swimmers with larger physiques, but the suits improved some swimmers other than other, depending on physique, so they were banned.